Enogen. Enogen's a really intriguing platform for us. So what Enogen is they incorporated the alpha amylase enzyme into the corn kernel. So it's in the kernel of corn. And what alpha amylase does is it breaks down the starches in corn and turns them into sugars a lot easier. So think about it, it came out for the ethanol market. So the ethanol market has to add in this alpha amylase enzyme to get that slurry of corn mush to move through their plant. So instead of them adding it at the plant, it's added right there in the corn. The problem with that is you can't let that corn then go into food grade markets. So it's not something that we can take and dump at the elevator. This is something that has to be going to, and I'll talk about in a sec why it's a feedlot corn for us versus an ethanol, but it's got to go to an ethanol plant or it's got to go to a feedlot. The thing they found with ethanol is, yes, they need the alpha amylase enzyme, but there's other enzymes that they're putting into that as well. And a lot of them enzyme pieces that they're putting in there all have the alpha amylase in it already. So from an ethanol standpoint, it adjusted their system. If all of the corn that ethanol plant brought in was Enogen, they could make it work. But when you're trying to plug in some of this Enogen corn, they couldn't get it to work as easily. So then they moved it over and dumped it at a feedlot and went, holy smokes, we're getting some feed efficiency gains. Cattle aren't having to eat as much to be able to grow. So it really pops. So that's for us, it's a feedlot perspective type of corn. So for silage, wet corn, piling, even if you're grinding and feeding dry corn, that's where it works really well. So it's very intriguing, but it fits a very specific operator. If it's somebody that's growing all the corn that they grow, it's definitely going to go into their cattle. No worries about this, but it's one that we take the option completely off the table to take to the elevator. So it's not one that everybody can plant, but if you're going into a feed market, especially silage, it's going to ensile a lot better, and we'll see that quality maintained. We'll see that quality quicker in that silage pile with Enogen corn. So we really like it. It's intriguing, but it's got a few caveats with it that keeps it very specific to who gets it. But we had quite a bit of it out last year, and we didn't really see any big yield drags with it or anything, and then we're getting that up to 5% feed efficiency with it. So it's definitely one, if you're looking to grow corn for cattle feed, there's not an extra cost to it. It's actually a pretty competitively priced product. And if you know you're going into cattle feeder into silage, it's definitely one we're going to look at. And a lot of the corns like that 11V76 that we just got done talking about, that comes as an Enogen corn as well. So that's one to look at for feed.